Welcome back, Mother Munchers, to another episode of Married with Munchies and Movies. I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Gabe.
This week, we watched Little Miss Sunshine, which is a tragic comedy about the adventures of this family on the road.
And speaking of family, I guess this week I also ruin a family secret by telling you guys how to make my mom's coconut cake. This is how we made it.
Okay, so Little Miss Sunshine came out in 2006, and as I said earlier, it's a tragic comedy. It's about this family. The mom of the family's gay brother is released from a psych hospital after attempting suicide. And then shortly after, her daughter finds out that she's like a qualifier for this Little Miss Sunshine pageant.
Yes.
And so they start on their road trip to get to this pageant for their daughter, Olive.
It's the uncle, the gay brother, is Steve Carell.
Yes.
And it's kind of fun to watch him. Like, he's not playing a goofy guy, but it still comes across pretty funny. And there's a lot of comedy with stuff he's saying. The brother, Dwayne, I don't know the actor, but he's taking a vow of silence.
Yep.
So the communication between him and Steve Carell's character is kind of funny because everything's written and Steve Carell just reads it pretty dry.
Yes.
Like, where's Olive? And then they come back because they forgot her at the gas station. It's, I don't know, like a dark humor version of Vacation, almost.
Yeah, it actually kind of is. That makes a lot of sense, and I never thought of it that way.
Yeah,
but it really
fucking
is, because as they go on this journey, they hit all kinds of different roadblocks and just all the things that happen. They left her at the store, and then the grandpa may or may not have passed away.
Yeah. Also, like, the dad is a motivational speaker or motivational coach that can't sell his motivation to anyone. And his partner, I guess, who was supposed to be marketing it in Albuquerque, eventually tells him, like, no, sorry, man.
Right.
So he goes kind of nuts. They get to typical. I mean, you would expect something would happen at the end of the trip that would almost not allow the kid to compete in the pageant, but she does anyway. And it ends with an amazing routine that gets them all kicked out.
And there was a lot of anticipation for that routine too, because you see like all these other girls in their perfect prom dresses and doing their perfect like singing and opera and playing whatever routines, and each member of the family goes and is like, hey, maybe she shouldn't do this, maybe she shouldn't do this. And then the mom finally just says, listen, let Olive be Olive.
That's right.
And she goes out and starts dancing to
Super Freak.
Super Freak, yeah, sorry. I was like, Get Freaky is what I kept wanting to think.
Get Freaky, no.
Super Freak. And it's just hilarious watching everybody's face, and then finally each family member jumps in with her.
Yeah.
And then they all get kicked out and can never compete again.
That's right. They're like, hey, we won't press charges if you guys never come back.
Yep.
Which surprisingly is something my family has never heard. But I guess we always behaved in public.
Yeah, well, and we don't do beauty pageants.
Yeah, in public we behave. But anyway, speaking of family and family tragedies, this is my mother's coconut cake. This is not the tragedy part, but the funny part of my mother now claims that she doesn't quite remember how to make it because she hasn't made it in forever. But we have evidence that you have her recipe in Portuguese.
I have her recipe in Portuguese. You've had
it for like a good 8 to 10 years.
Even at the bottom of it, it has your email signature, where she has emailed it to you and you forwarded it to me.
Forward it to you.
So the one thing about this, I did cook it for a little bit too long.
That's all right.
Because I was trying to translate from Celsius to Fahrenheit, and then I couldn't decide if the time was still the same amount of time.
Time is the same.
It was a whole ordeal.
All right.
So cook it a little less time than we did.
It's a little gooey, but I like to turn it upside down so the gooey part doesn't fall.
It's so smart. I'm gonna use a fork. There's a reason we only have this on special occasions. The amount of sugar and stuff in this, like...
That is true. But very...
So good.
Very coconutty. So if you're not a fan of coconut, this may not be the one for you, but it should be.
Well, and I kind of feel like it's more of a pie than a cake. Because, like, the inside isn't fluffy like a cake. Or it's not like a cake, yeah.
It's like a pudding. It's
like a pudding pie without the crust. Maybe.
Not quite a cheesecake. It's an odd consistency. The way it settles, and obviously the top, all that shit gets baked. So,
it's amazing. You have to try it.
Yeah,
it's so easy.
And now it's apparently your cake because my old mother does not remember. Old age will do that to a person,
I guess.
But
how are you rating these?
My mom's cake probably like a 2.
Quit.
No,
really?
Little Miss Sunshine. To start with that, it's a pretty solid movie. I don't think it's one of mine like Hall of Famers. It's a good performance all around. You can kind of predict some things that are gonna happen, and you're like, oh, okay, they did that. So I think like a 7.8 for that, the movie.
Okay, I concur with that. It's funny. I mean, it's not the funniest thing I've ever seen, but like you said, it's a little bit predictable in parts.
Yeah.
But like, it's still a good movie. I'm not
it's a great
trying
movie.
to shit on it. Like, it's still a good movie.
Well, what's your number for it?
I'll do 7.5. Like, I'll watch
7.5. Okay.
I'll watch it again. It's not something I want to watch every week or.
All right. So, and then as far as my mother's / yours now, coconut cake.
I'm gonna go with the 9.5.
9.5. I like to talk shit about my mom, but I kind of have to agree. There's a reason we bought the pan that we needed, and like we begged her to like be like, hey, can we get that recipe? So because we lived far away,
it took me a long time to get that recipe too.
She wouldn't share it for a while.
Yep.
And
at
that's
first
all
she
right.
wouldn't share it, and then she would try to say, well, I don't really know, I just kind of make it as I go.
Right. And I was like, can you write it down next time?
Right.
Like what you do?
Write down what you do.
And then now she doesn't remember it, so it worked out for us. And you guys.
Yeah.
So
but it's a family secret, so
I would say, yeah, it's a 9. It's a 9.
Yeah, I'm going
sure.
9.5 only because I could have cooked it a little bit less and give it a little less crust.
It would have been a 10.
Probably.
Wow.
Dude, I love this cake. It's so good. I could eat it all the time.
I know, but
and then the fact that it's also just super easy to make.
As an adult, be responsible. I have to be the guy to say drink responsibly here.
Yeah, it's got a lot of sugar in it. So maybe if you're diabetic, use Splenda.
Don't do that. But as far as a date, I think we're falling in the high 8s, low 9s, right? Maybe
mid to high 8 is an average, yeah.
I was gonna say 8.8 on this one for me. I think the movie was solid. I would not be disappointed just going to watch that. And then the cake is always a home run for me.
Yeah.
So
it's an interesting combination.
It's very weird. Yeah. Don't bring this to the theater. Although I don't think they're playing Little Miss Sunshine in the theater anywhere.
No, but I mean it's a good movie. It's good to have cake. The ending was good. The cake was good.
Yeah.
Overall, it was a good day, and the kids couldn't watch it with us, so
no,
they couldn't
this
even
is
try.
not one for the kids. But anyway,
neither is the cake. Tell them it's poisonous or something.
You should probably do that. Yeah, save them from diabetes.
Thanks for watching this episode of Made with Munchies and Movies, and we will see you Mother Munchers next week.
See you next week.